Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Welcome everybody, and we'll introduce ourselves, starting with Dani.
Dani Arps, I'm the Teton County Planner.
Joe Dellwo, Teton County Commissioner.
Dick Snellman, Teton County Commissioner.
Paula, Clerk and Recorder.
Melody Martinson, Choteau, Campbell.
Okay, we have minutes from October 27th.
I move to accept the minutes.
I will second that. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have a road encroachment from Brady Chase, and it's for, he's putting a pivot pipe and crossing two county roads. One is 4th Lane Northeast, and he's also crossing 5th Road Northeast. And Alan was in yesterday, hasn't signed it, but he's good with it.
Chase Brady or Brady Chase?
Chase Brady.
Chase Brady.
Yep. I'd move to accept the road encroachment.
I'd second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. So again, we have a task order that's for the health department, Mel, and it's for the COVID immunization, and they increased the dollar amount from, it's an amendment to an existing task order. They increased the dollar amount from 5206 to 58,946.
Okay, say from what?
From $5,206 to $58,946.
Quite an increase.
Yes.
Did it say why?
No, it just changes the funding. The activities are all the same.
Okay.
Is this from the Montana Department of Public Health and
Yep.
Human Services?
Yep.
I'd move to accept the.
I'd second.
Any further discussion? I just would add that it's very cumbersome that I have to do this electronically. I liked it a lot better when they mailed it to me, and we could do it at a meeting and
Oh, well, no
not be
kidding.
retroactive. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. That brings us to the Madel Conservation Easement. So Dani, you're up.
On November 10th, I received a letter from the Vital Ground Foundation, which is a Utah nonprofit corporation that has an office in Missoula.
Can you say those again? From where?
The Vital Ground Foundation for a draft conservation easement for Mike Madel's property, 4470 US Highway 89.
How many acres is it?
16, and it's just across the highway from Mary Sexton's place, north of town. And we discussed it at the planning board meeting, just for a courtesy and notification for everybody. We had one member of the planning board who was against all conservation easements wrote a letter, and that letter's been provided to the commission.
Yeah,
That letter was
yeah,
provided at the planning board meeting.
Yep.
And those issues that, it was Ross Salmon, he had some concerns about the floodplain and the highway project, and the new highway project actually moves the highway off of the easement for Madel and closer to Mary's property. And the floodplain permit I have already issued for that work, and the hydraulic analyses and hydrology reports show that it won't have a negative impact on the 100-year flood zone.
Well, in that portion of the highway, they have the old railroad right away. They've got plenty of room for the new highway, so that's not an issue shouldn't be for either
Right.
easement.
Yep, but the conservation easement company was aware of the road work project and are now aware of the issues, but
Okay.
there weren't any negative issues.
So the statute for this, Mel, is 76-6206, and it's a strange statute. We have to review it. We can take comment on it, but we have no decision to make.
Right.
So,
I made that same statement at the planning board meeting. I think were some people who thought you could actually, you as the commissioners could approve or deny it. And
No.
I thought there was actually
No.
no.
Yeah, there's no, it's an information item only.
yeah, it says comments merely advisory in nature.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
so we just have to go through the process, I guess.
Well, the one thing that does serve is to make the public aware of conservation easements when they're put into effect on land in your county.
Yep,
So one of the things I'm planning on doing with the development of the update to the growth policy is, Paul started, and I'm gonna continue a map showing all the
Yes.
conservation easements, just as a visual representation.
yep, that's a
And
good
incorporate
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have any action to take. Unless you guys do have any comments?
But
No, I don't.
Okay.
There's not much we can do about it anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, that brings us to Refuse District Number 1 appointment. And Dick, you had somebody that,
yes, the number 1 district is Power and Dutton. They had one of the board members asked to resign because he changed in his job.
Who was resigning?
Josh Hill,
Josh Hill?
yes.
What's he doing?
He does computer work and he's got his little farm is into processing and different things. And
Oh,
he just
okay.
has more on his plate than he,
Just busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
which, I mean, is great.
Oh, sure.
It's great.
Who's going to replace him then?
The board met and the applicants, and they chose Marcus Raba from Power. And that's who they presented or wanted to present to the commissioners, so
so do I have a motion?
I'd make a motion to accept Marcus Raba for the District 1 board.
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Brings us,
Throw a spanner into your works on that. How many years are left in Josh Hill's 3-year term on the board?
I knew that too. I believe it's 1 year that's left.
And who are the other members of that board?
Dave Cletty,
Okay.
Marge Simonson,
Okay.
and Tom Furringer. And then as the way the bylaws are written, I'm also on the board. It's kind of a different program instead of being just
so
an
it's
advisory.
liaison, you're actually
Yeah.
a board member.
And then Marcus Raba.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, that brings us to commission reports. You guys have anything to report?
I don't.
No, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to public comment.
Do we know how many acres now total in Teton County are under conservation easement?
I can find out and let you know.
Danny can get that because Paul kept track of that.
Yeah, it's not grown exponentially within the last year or two, but
No.
it'd be
Been
nice
fairly,
to have that. And then circling back to the refuse district, do we have any idea how many people that serves, Dick? Like around 700?
yeah, it was between 600 and 700. I don't have that exact number, but
That's my memory from the last discussion on keys was between 6 and 7.
right.
Around 7, okay.
And as long as they're within the boundaries, there have been a few more added because, like with center pivots, they've sold the corners off or,
And they provide landfill services only, or a dump site, and then that, they contract with the
Republic.
Republic out of Great Falls for
Yep.
landfill services.
Yep.
Okay. And there's a dumpster outside of Dutton and a dumpster outside of Power.
Correct.
There is, I made a map of the district, and it's actually on the Teton County website.
Okay.
So if anybody wants a visual of the refuse district, it's on there.
Okay.
any further public comment? Okay, next meeting, December 15th. This one's adjourned.
Okay.
December 15.
Thank you very much.
Tickets
Thank you.
are $330. That's good. You wanna go? Some New Year's.
Yeah, how much you're planning